The Oakland Raiders head east on Sunday to face the undefeated Atlanta Falcons. BetDAQ currently has Atlanta installed as a 9.5-point favorite in this game, 48.5 the total. And hey, in Oakland, it's a new regime. They have a new coach, Dennis Allen. Al Davis, obviously dead now, his son running the team. Really, Reggie McKenzie, the man running the football operation. So a new era in Oakland, but so far it looks like the same old Oakland Raiders. 1-3 on the year. They did have a bye last week. The one bright spot was a win over Pittsburgh, where that offense really came alive. So much potential on this offense. Carson Palmer has showed this year that he still has a lot left in the tank. They have had some injury issues. First it was Denarius Moore, then it was Darius Hayward-Bay. So they've had some injury issues at the wide receiver position. Darren McFadden has, you keep on waiting for this guy. I keep on waiting for this guy to emerge as one of the 4 or 5 best backs in the league. It just appears as though he can't quite get on track yet, especially running the ball. He's been very involved in the passing game this year, but McFadden hadn't quite gotten unleashed yet. But you think it's any week for this guy, at least I do. So do see a lot of good things with that Oakland offense, even though their last game was terrible against the Denver Broncos. Really laid an egg in that game. A lot of people thought, everybody knew that Denver's offense would be able to score on Oakland's defense, but a lot of people thought the Raiders were going to be able to put up enough points to make that game competitive. That did not happen. As we said, they did have a bye last week, and that was a needed bye. We'll see if that new coaching staff can regroup and see if they can put forth a competitive team this Sunday on the road against Atlanta. We mentioned Atlanta undefeated, a complete team, a balanced team. Good on offense, they can run the ball. Obviously, their passing game has really improved over the last couple of years. Julio Jones now emerging as maybe an equal to Roddy White, which gives Matt Ryan as good a pair of wide receivers there is in the league. And defensively, I've been really impressed with the Falcons. Coming into the year, that was sort of the question for the Atlanta Falcons, was their defense. It's what hurt them last year. They let linebacker Curtis Lofton get away in the offseason to the New Orleans Saints. I believe he led the team in tackles last year. He was either first or second in tackles. He was a key contributor to that defense. He's gone now, so you thought, especially this defense, they lost maybe their best player, cornerback Brent Grimes, early in the season to injury. But they've been excellent, especially against the pass, only allowing 203 passing yards per game. That's 7th in the NFL. And we mentioned what Oakland does well is pass the ball. So I think in this spot, that bodes well for the Falcons at home. They can defend Oakland's strength. And Darius Hayward-Bay, starting wide receiver, questionable for this game. Still not sure if we're going to see him. And tough to have a whole lot of faith in the Raiders in this spot, in my opinion. 9.5-point underdogs, not a whole lot of trends or anything else pointing towards a Raiders victory. Oakland only 1-4 against the number in their last 5 road games. Meanwhile, Atlanta, as we mentioned, has been playing excellent football this year. 4-1 against the number in their last 5 home games. Oakland is just a bad team all around. I mean, this team, as much, as I want to believe in their offense, as much as I said I believe they have the weapons and the potential, I believe Carson Palmer is still good. I mean, he looked elite still in the second half against Pittsburgh a couple of games back. But when you look at the stats, I mean, 29th in the league in points scored and 30th in the league in points allowed. Where is the bright spot and where is the hope going on the road this week playing a really good team in Atlanta? I don't have much hope for the Raiders in this game. I do lean towards Atlanta minus 9.5. The bet I like a little better, though, is the over here. The total is 48.5. I think both these teams are going to get it going, especially Atlanta. The main reason I like the total of 48.5 is because Atlanta is going up against a defense in Oakland. They're near the bottom of the NFL in nearly every major statistical category. This is just a terrible defense. For the second straight year, a lot of people thought Dennis Allen might be able to straighten that out this year. He does have a defensive background. So far, that hasn't happened. Now, maybe I'm sure it's the players on the field more than it is the coaches designing the plays, but hadn't happened for the Oakland defense this year. I expect the Falcons to get to 30 or 35 at least by themselves. So when I see a total like 48.5, I don't expect the Falcons to completely shut down the Raiders like the Denver Broncos were able to do in Oakland's last game. So I do like the over 48.5 here. That's probably my favorite bet. Hard not to lean towards the Falcons covering the 9.5. Would be shocked if the Falcons lost this game on Sunday to the Oakland Raiders.